Margaret's question. Okay. So he's awake, Tasha in a Gushacht. Okay, in a Gushacht. Okay. If you want to say she's awake, Tashi in a Dushacht. Okay, so it doesn't aspirate then. Okay. So,
could I ask you a question? Tamij nar nushacht or nar dushacht?
Tamij in our nushacht. Yeah. So we are awake. Tamij, we are in our nushacht. Awakeness. Whatever. Okay? Tamij in our nushacht. Okay? Or tamij, or vimwij in our gola. So we were asleep. Okay, vimwij in our gola. Okay? I see Glaze looks out there. I can say on Wilshiv in on Wilshiv in Wergola. Are you all asleep? Okay. Wilshiv in Wergola. And you say Neil, Tamij in Arnusha. Okay. So in Wilshiv are ye in Wergola in your sleeping. Neil. Tashiv in Arnusha. Okay? So let's read through those. So first of all, Tasha in a he. Tasha in a hasav. Tasha in a li. Tasha in a chola. I guess Tasha in a gushacht. Okay. So the sentence we had Vishan O'Brien in a li. Eralaba. Agus Arish. Visha et kainch leshain. Alright, let's go to number 3. Deachshe vrishte abikache chahir and akalesh and laba. So deachshe, he looked. Okay, and in Irish you look on things. So deachshe the word for pants is brishta, but it's his pants, so it's avrishta. Okay, so the other means his, and it aspirates brishta to vrishta. So avrishta. Avi, that word, kacha is thrown, chahir on a chair, and akalesh next to, and laba, the bed. Okay? So the word fech means look, deachshe, he looked, vrishta, on his pants, or he looked at his pants. Avi kacha, that were thrown, chahir on a chair. The expression in akalesh altogether means next to. And nakalesh and laba next to the bed. Okay? So I'm going to give a few more examples of words like kacha. Kacha comes from the word ka, which means to throw. Kacha means thrown. That's what's called an adjective rihara, or the verbal adjective. Okay, and so to kind of give a few examples of that. So ka is throw, ka, and thrown is kacha. Word is eat, and eaten's itcha. The word to drink is ol, and drunk, olta. And you can use the term olta to mean someone who's drunk. You can say tasha olta. Okay. Yeah. One of the words for drunk. Okay. Tasha Aaron ol means he's drinking, as opposed to Tasha olta, he's drunk. Okay. Yeah, Aaron ol is on the drink. Okay. Okay. All right. Fog means leave. Fog. Left is fogha. Okay. Or in the West, focky. Okay. The word see, fek. And seen, fekha. Or in the West, feki. Okay. So basically what you're doing is you're sticking usually a T or a TH followed by an E or an A afterwards. Okay, and you put an E after it if it comes after an E or I before, and you put an A on for A or U. So that's why ka, I, and fek all have I's there at the end of the word, and so that they get an E at the very end when you stick this on. So it becomes kacha, itcha, and fekka. And you kind of have to learn how to form these. It's like their genitives we talked about last week. That you have to you learn to form. There's some patterns that you get used to, but I'm not going to go into them today. Okay. So let's read the sentence. So Deachshe ervrishte, avikatche, erchachir, in akalesh laba. So the whole sentence. Deachshe ervrishte, avikatche, erchachir, in akalesh laba. Okay. So iver kahir. Vi kuplapin fuin gahir a hitamach agus egg banchachij edij triachlog and legenshin. So pin is a penny. Okay. Kuplapin are a couple pennies, and that's the old money system in Ireland when it was pounds and pence. Okay, now they're on euros and cents. So so the kupla pin, so there was a few pennies, so the word kupla means a few. Okay, so it's not necessarily two. It also means a pair like twins. Okay, so the Geminis and kupla, the twins. Okay, the kupla pin, fuin gahir is under the chair. Fui means under, fuin is under the, and the word fuin eclipses, so fuin gahir. Okay, a hit amach that fell out. Agus igbainch achij erije. Okay, so literally what that is, and he taking his clothes off. Okay, off of him. Okay, so is him, igbainch is taking, and that actually the combination of the word bang has a lot of different meanings in Irish. So the basic idea is pulling something, taking something from somewhere. But the combination ban jazz is used with respect to clothes, is how you're taking clothes off. Okay, so a bunch j. J means from, and it also means from him. So a bunch j means taking off from him. The word edach is a article of clothing or something. 80 are clothes, but when you say his clothes, you have to use this word krij in there, and it's sort of like his portion of clothes. A krij 80. So this like his. You can think of that as a portion would help if it helps to understand it. So his portion or part of clothes. A krij 80. Okay. And this word krij, we've seen it a couple times before. You have to use it for certain things in Irish when you want to have possession of it. So water, it's mochij ishke. You don't say mishke. Things that tend to be a bunch of them, of it, just a mass of it, and you take them, and some part of that mass of it is yours, and you typically use the word krij. So things like water, where you don't really have a single water thing. It's, it's a mass of water, and you have some in your cup, or tea, or coffee. So liquids typically would be like that.
Just things that can be more or less.
Yeah, and you kind of have to get a feeling for when to use it, but it's the general idea is that you have a bunch of stuff, and you could, like I've seen kids done both ways. So I guess it depends on whether you think of them as your individual kids or as your portion of this mass of kids that are out there. We have a few of them here, and okay, so you could, that one kind of goes both ways. Okay, so achid 80, his clothes. So ik bainch achid 80 je is taking his clothes off of him. A 3 o'clock, at 3 o'clock, and wajan shin that morning. Okay? When you want to say what time something happens, you can use either egg or air. So you could say egg at 3 o'clock or air at 3 o'clock. And egg's basic meaning is at, and air means on, but doesn't really matter here. But you'll see both of them. Okay, so era 3 o'clock, at 3 o'clock on Wajin Shin that morning. Now, in the English, what I put in here is there are a few pennies under the chair that fell out as he was taking his clothes off. The way to give this idea of as something was happening in Irish is you say he was doing this and him doing this. So if you read it literally, there was a few pennies under the chair that fell out and him taking his clothes off. Okay, and so in Irish to express two things happening at the same time. You can use nu or a, which means when, but the really good Irish way of saying it is you use the word and to join them together. So you'd say, Chanik me, I saw him, agus meg dol shias and sraidja, and me